what are your top 3 favorite arcs from 3, 2, and 1? Because I'll go up first if you haven't thought about it, or if you need some time to think. Listen, I'll go first. I'm gonna take the reins for you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I feel like all throughout this video we keep saying, "Hey, don't come after us," or come after us. Hey, if you're engaging, you're engaging. That's good. But my number 3 is Fishman Island.
You're fucking.
And let me explain myself before you guys don't know.
Guys, am I wrong? Or does sometimes he have the fucking crazy? His taste is great 99% of the time, but every now and then, and it's always when it's like his favorite or his least favorite of a thing. It's always the
Can I explain myself?
The dumbest shit.
Can I explain myself?
Go ahead.
I can?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess.
What is One Piece? Not the One Piece, but what is One Piece? A silly, fun, pirate adventure manga, right?
Sure.
Right. Pirate adventure anime, right?
Yeah.
You got the ships, you got fun magical fruits, and then you got, what think of pirates, treasure chest, mermaids, fantastical beasts. Cool. So the arc where the Straw Hats go into Fishman Island and see the giant, beautiful mermaid princess and the sea kings and the fishmen and the merfolk and all of them, I feel like it embodies what a fun pirate adventure should be. We should have been somewhere more fantastical
mermaids and shit.
mermaids and stuff. And then also at the time when Fishman Island came out, it was 2012. And it was just a good time. We just in the state-wise got into the time skip. So there was just an excitement, a vibe. Return to Subodian to the Fishman Island and got the Straw Hats and their new designs. And then we all hated Frankie's new design, but now we're okay with it. But it was such a fun time period. And reading the manga a little bit at that time while watching the anime was a really fun experience. And it was just overall the themes of racism with Fisher Tiger and Princess Oda Hime and all this other stuff. I think there's a lot of fun to it. Is it the crim cinema and whatever? Sure, subjective. I don't fucking know. But at least for me, as a pirate fun adventure,
Real quick, that's a hilarious thing to say when you know that your opinion is not what anyone else would agree
no one
with.
else. I'll let you
to go. Is it fun? Is it good? Is it beautiful? And rather than answering the question, going, well, that's subjective.
I mean, it's true because no one. I guarantee you, I'm the only person out there whose top 3 is Fishman Island.
I don't even like Fishman Island. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll admit, the worst part about Fishman Island is the Sanji nosebleed gag. Yes, it makes sense because he was running on. As it makes sense for Sanji's character.
Doesn't he like almost die from it or something in that arc? Okay,
for him, he was on 2 years of running from Queens all day, and then goes to Fishman Island. And he's, you know what I mean? It makes sense, but it was kind of distracting, and everyone got after the second nosebleed. It was old, but on that, big fan of Fishman Island. Number.
Oh, you're not going to let me rebuttal that, huh?
No. I'm going to go through, then I'm going to let you yap as much as you want. You got it? Okay.
All right.
So number 2, as of right now, again, please don't come after me, folks. My favorite arc of the post-time skip so far.
Be some bullshit.
And my number 2 is Dressrosa.
Okay, no, I'll take that.
Okay,
Dressrosa's my number 2.
God. I know some other anime viewers might be like, Dressrosa, the pacing and blah, blah, blah.
Dressrosa's good.
And mind you, folks, a lot of my personal opinion is coming from someone, again, who read through the whole manga. So I'm speaking to you as a manga reader who was able to pick up volumes and just read this shit. There was no waiting. I'm just reading through it. And the read for Dressrosa was a really good read, to the point where as soon as I finished Dressrosa, I was like, if I wanted to, I could restart this bitch right now and enjoy reading it all over because it has the good characters. It has the best villain, debatably the best villain in the series, Doflamingo. You got again the whole story. You got also the horrible the devil fruit of sugar and making everyone turn into toys and pretty much erasing their existence. Oh my goodness! I mean, I think Dressrosa in all just has everything you need in a good story is in Dressrosa, and I'm big fan of it. And then number one, I think is just kind of the obvious. You could say it's this arc or this arc. I'm going to put both arcs together and say Water 7, Enies Lobby. I mean, it's just goated. I mean,
Facts.
From the turmoil with the Straw Hats between, the Mary being destroyed and they can't rebuild it, the fight between Usopp and Luffy, saving Robin, CP9, I want to live, all this. I mean, it's peak One Piece perfection. So, but if you had to put a gun to me and say, which one is it, Water 7 or Enies Lobby? Because everyone kind of just bumps them together. Then, then Enies Lobby. Doi. I mean, to those, maybe you're just like, no, Water 7 was the best. But it's incomplete. You need Enies Lobby.
Yeah.
So
it's Pokemon Black and White. You know what I mean?
So that's going to be my top 3 arcs for again. Personal enjoyment is my top 3. All right.
All right. First of all,
All right. Now you can go.
Before I even get into mine, crazy take, Fishman Island. So, first of all, and I'm gonna keep this short.
Keep it short.
First of all, simple and boring. Okay, Fishman Island, boring as fuck, especially coming off of you're right, Sabaody thing. It's also where it was placed. The Sabaody thing. Gas, it's a holy shit moment, right? Watching it now, like, they ain't dead. There's 1,000 episodes ahead of this. But at the time, if you didn't know, like, if it was you're reading it as it was coming out and you watch all these motherfuckers just get clapped by Kuma, like, that's some crazy shit, right? And to do that with the time skip and everything and the whole reasoning of that was fire. Then they get together, and the first thing they do is one of the slowest paced and just one of the worst arcs in the show. It's like where it goes is just like where it's placed is just crazy, right? Even like the person they fight,
Horty
Jones.
Oh, and popping pills.
Yeah, or
Vanderdecken. I don't know. Him just throwing.
Some would say Fat Michael Fishson, right? This motherfucker sucks as a villain. Yeah. It's the only villain.
Diet Arlong.
Literally, and even his backstory is connected to Arlong. It's the only time they've done that. Like, Fishman Island, with the exception of like the handful of things that you kind of need to know, like about the what are they called? Like the secret weapons or whatever?
The ancient weapons.
The ancient weapons. With the exception of that kind of stuff and like the fishmen backstory, I guess. Like
introduction of Joy Boy.
I thought that was in Zoan.
Robin found one of the poneglyphs and it was Joy Boy's apology letter.
Fair enough. You had to put shit like that in there to not make it completely unskippable, right? To not make it completely skippable, I mean. That is the only, it feels like, with the exception of that shit, that this was like the closest thing that One Piece has had to like a fan arc, like a fan-made thing. Like fan projects tend to do, or fan projects are when something gets passed to somebody else that no longer is the original creator of it. They tend to do this thing where they like go back into the history of the thing and then go like, where can we start pulling shit out and just sort of doing a sequel to an older part of this story, right?
Yep.
Which is what that feels like. And it isn't. Sucks. It sucks, dude.
Okay.
Sucks. It doesn't look good. It being underwater the whole time kind of makes it look bad. Whereas like One Piece is very vibrant and shit, typically with like locale kind of specificity. And
you watched all the anime,
lame.
Correct?
Yeah.
And you didn't watch the remaster of Fishman Island?
No.
As I haven't. I'm going to eventually, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know if that would fix things for you. But
we'll see.
I don't think especially if you don't enjoy it, I don't think there's a reason for you to. For me, as someone who likes Fishman Island, I could go back, especially if they got like the Blu-ray set to it. Let me get the Blu-ray set to the remaster of Fishman Island, sure. But for someone who isn't a fan, I don't know why you would do it. But yeah, what are your top 3?
You're gonna be a great father one day because you love to reward mediocrity. I swear to God. Top 3, I would say working from 3 up. 3 is Water 7 and Enies Lobby.
Oh, that's your...
For sure, that's my 3.
Okay.
Right? That is probably the first time I thought this show went from being very watchable to being goated. Right? Like, oh, this show is awesome. Right? Fucking Robin convincing Frankie to join the Straw Hats by threatening to rip his dick off is great, and I wish she would do that move to everybody. I think that's so funny, and like the fact that she did that is like kind of crazy for One Piece. It's a bit mature for them. You could beat most of the villains they fight that way. You know what I mean? Robin in general is pretty nerfed, and number 2 is probably going to be Dressrosa.
Okay. Oh, same for number 2.
I think the return of Ace's Fire, the backstory. That's where they tell you about their brother's stuff, right? Or is
Yeah,
that
around that.
arc?
Oh well.
Is that the Ace arc you learned about that?
They technically when it came to the introduction of those 3
Right.
in Sabo, that would be right after Marineford.
Okay.
A little bit, but then we brought Sabo back in Dressrosa.
Okay, bet. And then
Spoiler for the 2 people who've never seen One Piece but decide to click on this
you're
video.
watching it. Yeah.
Love you so much.
Yeah. I'm sure by now you know we're spoiling shit. Anyway, and then like the toy stuff. The first half of it was very slow when you're trying to watch it. I remember you telling me how good that was, and me being like, "Toy Island? Are you kidding me? Like, fucking, you're crazy, right?" And then the fairies and toys are tripping, and then. Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's one of the darkest ones.
Oh yeah,
Don Quixote is probably the best villain. Like you said.
he literally puppeteered the king and made him slaughter his own people.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Crazy. Yeah. Putting the
and then it was like, I'm here to save the day.
Yeah.
He's gone crazy, didn't he? Like, oh my god, he's diabolical and amazing.
Yeah, One Piece is really great art that imitates life. Unfortunately. And like, the whole thing with the smile fruits and how that sort of played into like what felt like a big moment at the time, but it makes sense. Like, Oda's really good at like, I think, understanding the way the world really works in a lot of ways. So like, if you're gonna topple the government, which is where I assume One Piece is gonna go at some point, starting with like cutting off supply chains for evil shit, right? Like, if this was like the real world, like the first thing you do is like somehow cut them off from doing child sacrifices,
Okay.
and then you start to drain their power, then you start taking them out, as you climb up the ladder. I think is a very cool way to do that, and sort of him being like the El Chapo sort of that universe in a sense, I think is really, really neat. And then fucking Gear 4, it's the first time you see that shit is goated. Fucking when he awakens his fruit, not Luffy, obviously, Don Quixote, Doflamingo, when he does the bird cage or whatever, that shit is hard. That shit is hard, dude. I think that's the first time we saw Devil Fruit awaken and kind of.
It might, like, one of the big, you could say we technically saw awakening here, but that's a big aggressive, like, this is an awakening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of like the. Sorry, I woke up early. Shanks doing the hockey, the Conqueror's hockey in episode 1 or whatever. Then people later on realize what that is. Which, side note again with the live action, I think they're doing a good job at moments like that. Whereas in the original anime, it just kind of had that like anime lines when he did it, that kind of made it show.
Obviously, at the time, Hoda wasn't thinking about hockey.
I don't think so. But the way they're doing the show, like you see, like when he does it, like he looks at the camera or whatever and does it, like there's like a prong or whatever that happens that kind of looks like the Conqueror's hockey things to kind of start laying the groundwork for this, which is good. You know what I mean? I think them paying attention to that kind of stuff, and if you can't foreshadow with detail, foreshadowing with like a change in style, I think is the right move.
Yeah.
Which also, side note, by the way, I meant to mention this earlier when talking about the live action stuff. Do you see they want to get the Irish guy from Sinners, the vampire lord, to play Doflamingo?
That's pretty awesome.
I think he's great. I don't think he's big enough. You need a big, lanky-looking motherfucker, to be honest. Low-key, also hot take. This sounds crazy.
Sounds crazy.
I have never endorsed this man for anything in my entire life except maybe food poisoning.
Okay.
MGK as Anil.
You want him to be Anil? Unpopular opinion. I've been fucking with MGK since 2011, since the Lace Up days. So I'm fine with MGK, but that's a wild take for him to be Anil.
Think about it. Anil's based on Eminem. MGK resembles that kind of a thing. He could pull off the Eminem impression, sort of the whole like the descendant of Wagartha thing, right? I was trying to remember the name of that. And I think he would look decent in the costume enough, right? He's kind of a weird, lanky fucker, right?
Yeah.
And he's been doing enough acting lately that he could be good enough by then, right? And the way One Piece is, it being corny, I think works for his style of acting and just him as a person because he's corny.
Yeah.
And then him getting his ass beat, I think, is fire. You know what I mean? And also, it's like, I think, a big draw, right? You'll probably get bitches start watching One Piece if MGK is in it, you know? And, you know, he would be so lucky. You know, I can't think of anybody else that would be a better fit for that role, to be honest. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so Dressrosas 2.
You're number one.
I don't think this should be that controversial. I'm surprised this wasn't on your list.
Okay.
Fucking Wano, dude.
Okay.
Fucking Wano, dude. Is that not the longest arc, right? That is the longest one.
Well, for sure.
Fucking worth it, dude. Jesus Christ.
Worth it, huh?
Some of the most fire moments in the entire show are in Wano.
I mean,
far.
again, coming from the anime exclusive guy, I mean, that's when the animation everything kicked up too. The pacing, not there, obviously, but the anime quality, that's when Wano really kicked up. So I could agree that, you know, as if I was just watching the anime, I'd probably say that too. Maybe.
So many goated shit. Big Mom getting her ass beat by fucking Kid and Law. That's probably easily top 3 fights in the whole show for me. Is the two of them. Fucking, it's like 5 episodes long, and there's so many sick like. Did you watch that part of the anime? Are you like, have you watched all of the anime too, or no?
No. I've watched. Sir Narcs watched all of. I'm not going to go through it all, but there's a handful of arcs I've watched all of. But I've watched more New World stuff than pre-time skip. I'll admit that.
Did you see that fight, the Law Kid fight? Dude, the episode, it's like the 2 or 3 episodes in when they think they're going to win, and then Big Mom rocks their shit, and it opens with like that whole thing first person through Kid's perspective, where he's like fucked up, like, and he just hears Law crying, and he's just like, shut up, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, give me a second, Jesus, you know, and then finally, like, you know, he just got rocked through like a building or something, and he's like getting up, and he's like, fine, and you see him just kind of like start to form the shit or whatever, and then you see the scene again, but like kind of from Law's perspective, like the normal One Piece shot, and you see him fucking coming out from the, you know, the building or whatever, and just start getting busy. Honestly, Kid is probably one of my favorite characters by far. Kid and Law are 2 easily top 5, maybe top 3 for me. Nice. So like them together was
a little match made in heaven for you.
The show rarely gets better than the 2 of them together. And also Zoro and Luffy have a lot of good moments together.
Yeah.
Like when they were sneaking in, or was it like towards the end, they were trying to sneak into like the actual Onigashima
it's like when they got
on
Onigashima and they were doing the festival and they got Momo all hung up and
and they're in disguise, whatever, and they're trying to sneak. And I love Zoro and Luffy's relationship. Zoro it makes perfect sense to me. And they're going through whatever. Luffy overhears somebody talking shit about like
the red bean soup,
and Luffy immediately just breaks disguise and starts whooping people's ass.
Because not only were they talking shit, they dumped the soup.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like, oh, this shit tastes like bullshit.
Yeah. And Luffy just starts whooping ass. Zoro's joins him immediately, doesn't ask questions. Then the shit gets real busy. And one of my favorite back and forth between them ever, Zoro turns to Luffy and he goes, he's like, look what you did. Are you happy with yourself? And then Luffy goes, yep. And then Zoro just goes, all right then. and just keeps fighting people. It's fucking awesome. Like, hell yeah. Like, what did you expect, you know? That was goated. Obviously the even though I knew it was coming, the Gear 5 shit.
Yeah.
Peak, the way they did that. I think it like so I'm rewatching Bleach right now too. Like I'm really kind of watching it for the first time. Kind of like I saw all the first couple arcs as they were coming out, but I don't remember them. New anime is so good that trying to watch old shit is like, the problem with it is the creativity, like the directing, like new seasons of JJK, new One Piece, Chainsaw Man, Dandadan. These are like directed by people who like are good filmmakers. So like the liberties they take with like the camera angle choices, like I said, like the first person thing, getting like that is fucking cool. And like doing more of that, I think is huge, man. And obviously, Odin has the best backstory in the entire fucking show. Okay, Kuma is right there with him, but Kuma was a character that like we kind of knew for a while.
Yeah.
To introduce Odin and then him become goated in like 100 episodes or less is fucking awesome, dude. Odin is the shit, dude. Like I rarely have ever gotten choked up from this show, even though it tries to do that to you all the time.
tries.
The Kuma arc had me fucking in my feels, and the Odin part, especially when he's in the pot and he's about to get shot, and he hits him with the "It ain't Odin if it's not boiled," and then gets fucking blasted. Fucking fire last words, dude.
But yeah, man, we're slowly coming down to the end. But before we wrap things up, you partake in a little bit of the Mary Jane, don't you?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
You know what? Sometimes when I'm sparking up and I'm thinking to myself, I just imagine, I wonder,
If you're gay?
no.
Got him. Anyway.
But I wonder what would it be like to have a smoke sesh with the Straw Hats? And I thought about that long and hard, and I've compiled a list of who I would think, me personally, who would be the least person I would want to smoke with, to who I definitely got to smoke with and would be the best smoking partner. So I'm gonna run through this list, and I want to see if you can rock with me or not. All right. So number 10,
We're going through all of them.
all the Straw Hats. So number 10, Chopper.
No way. I was gonna put him like at the very top. That's crazy.
You know
That's
why?
crazy. Go ahead.
You know why? He's a reindeer, Jay.
So
I'm not smoking with a reindeer.
why?
It's a reindeer. Are you giving Pluto? Are you giving Bucky a hit of the? No, you ain't, because they're animals.
You can get animals high.
That is true. You could give him, but so are you? Are you?
Not anymore.
Not.
Stop doing that.
But no. Okay, so you could. But imagine, okay, you're smoking with Chopper. You give Chopper an edible. He's gonna be fine for a bit, but he's definitely gonna be getting, panicky and stuff or just passing out. Either way,
Maybe the first
that's
time.
that's my number 10. I'm not smoking with. I think he's out of all the Straw Hats, he's the least one I'm trying to spark up with.
But what about the human fruit in him? You think that might make him
Good.
You know what I
He could change points and
You
it'd
know
be
what I'm
better.
saying?
I do smoking with Kung Fu Point Chopper. That's my favorite Chopper point. Next to like pre-time skip Monster Point, but that does sound fun. But I'm staying on 10 toes down.
All right.
My number 10.
I can imagine him being pretty funny. You know what I mean? I can imagine him cracking me up, to be honest. But anyway.
Number 9, Gene Bay.
Yeah,
I just
Jim
think
Bass is
I think he's just gonna be boring. I think he might be after the first joint, you're about to roll up. Jimbo, you trying to spark? No, I'm good. I have to man the helm. So known for me, I'm high enough. And it's like, bro, but all right, man, cool. I just think
he
it's
sucks.
not smoking with a reindeer, but
He's the worst straw hat,
think he's
genuinely.
not.
I mean, he got hands, but
Number 8, Zorro. Why Zorro? He's a drinker.
Yeah, I hear
I think if he's smoking, he's always sleeping. But I think he's immediately gonna. Zorro, you good? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think Zorro's just passing out. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. Yeah.
After that, Nami.
Yeah.
Because Nami's going to be the type of person you invite to the smoke shit. She's not chipping in.
Nope.
She's just showing a little bit of this
Yep.
and getting what she wants. And then when it comes to snacks and everything else, get her some of this, get her what she wants. And then when she smokes
agree.
you out, she's dipping.
I fully agree.
Dipping. And
Fully
I
agree.
thought we were going to. Yeah, sorry, I got things to do.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
leave you high and dry. And you're going to be like,
You're 100% right.
God damn it. And
You're 100%
where's the rest of my. Bro, no, Nami. Bro, my gosh. She took, you know what I mean? That's.
And she gonna ask you for Uber money too, even though she got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Nami. But
I 100% agree.
But still, it's Nami. So you're okay, girl. All right. It's still gonna be fun until the inevitable, where she smokes all your shit or steals your money and then goes away.
1,000%.
After that, Luffy. Luffy's gonna be my number 6. I think he's just going to smoke and then eat up your entire fridge. That's it.
That's for sure.
And you're gonna be like, "Ooh, I ordered the pizza. I did this." And got any more?
Yeah. Oh, he's never gonna stop eating. But one thing is, I think
But you are gonna have
chill
fun
him out.
adventures. You're gonna laugh a lot. You're gonna go on some shenanigans. But
I don't wanna do
you
none of that
get
when
the
I'm high.
munchies.
No.
He's eating you all up, and it's you're gonna be not fun there. But you're gonna
Yeah.
have some fun laughs and adventures and some good stuff. And okay, you trying to do a bong rip? Got it. Hitting everything because he got lungs that can expand to a mountain. So
Hell yeah.
every hit, like, all right, Luffy, just take a little puff out of this. Yeah, I got
And he
it.
just burns the whole roach. Yeah, true. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's a good
It's
point.
gonna be cute for a while, but then you're gonna be like, come on, man. No, I had it.
Yeah.
No, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were gonna do this.
Yeah.
No, chill. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a
Also,
lot
I
of
could
that.
see him annoying me because sometimes you ever been high and like someone says something real stupid, but it's not funny stupid, and you're just like, what? And you're just like get mad for no reason. I do that a lot. You know what
think
I mean?
Luffy's gonna get you
People-
mad?
People be fucking my high up saying dumb shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and I feel like that's Luffy. But all right,
For sure. Number 5, Usopp. I think Usopp's going to be a great smoking buddy. I think he's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. However, just like my problem with Chopper, I think there's going to come to one point where he's going to get too high, too panicky, and it's going to be a whole big ordeal. But I think he's going to crack you up a lot. I think he's going to tell y'all a lot of keying, a lot. Usopp, you lying. No. And then I busted up the giant, and then I mean, he's gonna be a big storyteller. I think he's just gonna be a good fun. But then when it's time to chip in or get some more, it's like, Usopp, you got it. Actually, I left my wallet at home. Do you mind spotting me for this one? Yeah, bro, cool. You got anything to chip in? Yeah, I grew some plants, and it's like, bro, what is this, bro?
okay.
What are we doing with this,
so hear
man?
me out. So with Usopp, I actually been thinking about him more than anybody else in this topic.
Okay.
And I think for me personally, on one hand, his lion bullshit would start to piss me off. I'll be honest, right? I'm like, bro, just shut up.
That didn't happen.
Just shut up, dude. We all know you're lying. You know, we all see through you. Be vulnerable for once in your life. You know, that's gonna piss me off. But I will say, he might have some. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? From that island.
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? If
With
you
the
if
island
you
of
the plant guy,
plants.
he might be fucking around with that. You know what I mean? And also, I will say, he seemed like the type of dude that would make bringing the fire his whole personality trait. You know what I mean? So I think it would be more like, no, we ain't smoking your bullshit. You know what I mean? No, I got this fire. You know what I mean? And we're going to be hitting this, and everyone's going to smoke my weed, and they're all going to like me now because of it. You know what I mean? I think
And he
is
is
his
on a
position.
plant, so he might got some shrooms and stuff too. Because
You know what I'm
all right,
saying?
I
You know what I'm
feel like
saying?
I should have bumped Usopp up
No, actually, I think Usopp is perfect for where he is, to be honest.
for number 5.
That's where I would put him, but I was originally going to put him pretty low. But I think that's a
Usopp
good.
be pretty fire.
I think that's fine, and for those reasons, more or less. But we'll see where the rest of your list goes, and then I might bump him up a little bit. We'll see.
Number 4, Robin. I think Robin's gonna be a nice chill sesh,
Okay.
and then I think my big thing with Robin, I'm gonna be smoking, and then I'm just gonna want to talk to her. You know what I mean? Just like she's all into books and archaeology and this and that, so I'm just gonna be just talking like, and then what happened on O'Hara? Word. Oh, girl, that sucks.
Yeah. Robin, you're going to get real. See, Robin actually is my number 1. Robin, you're going to get real deep on some conspiracy shit with her, which I love.
And then she got the dark sense of humor
She got the
too,
dark humor.
so she's gonna
It'll
be
be good. And then also, she seemed like the kind of girl, one of those like sleeper bitches who like. There's a lull in the conversation, and she just goes like, dead ass, just goes, "So you want some head or?" And you're just like, "What?" And she just pan faced, like dead serious, and you're like, "Yeah, I do actually." You know what I mean? And she'd be like, "All right," and one of those like. You can't tell, like she doesn't seem like she's enjoying giving it, but she's like, "This is for me," you know. And you're like, "All right," you know what I mean? I'm happy to receive a "this is for me" blowjob. Okay, that's fine, you know. And she seemed like a "this is for me" type bitch, you know, because she's bored and feels like it. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, girl, shit. You know, she's not the kind of girl that is never gonna be in the mood unless it's like one of those like it's her idea kind of things. You know what I mean?
and
Which
then
is
after,
fine.
all right, cool. Don't tell the rest of the crew.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm cool with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Shit, that's better. You know what I mean? I love a good sneaky link, bro. Let's do it.
So yeah, that's gonna be number 4. Number 3, we're getting down to the top 3. Number 3, Brooke. Smoking it up,
I
yo ho
knew you
ho,
were gonna say Brooke.
cracking it up,
His
and then
ass
he's
was starting
playing
to piss me
any
off.
music to jamming, the jam session with the smoke and the laughter. What more, guys? What more do I need to say?
Yeah. I think Brooke, his laugh would start to piss me off at some point. I'll be honest. You know, I mean, we'd be kicking, but you're going to make that shit be like, laugh normal, motherfucker. Right? You know what I mean? I also think My issue with Brooke and Sanji would be one of the worst things you can do. I'm debating on if I should tell this story real quick or not.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not going to name any names.
No
okay?
names.
But one time, I was chilling with 3 of my homies, and we were doing shrooms. And we had planned a night of it, blah, blah, blah. And one of my homies knew these girls, and I didn't know them at all. I'd never met them before. They came over, like, right when we took them. I think they were, like, getting weed or something like that. And they left, like, right before it really started to kick in or whatever. And we're all sitting around watching a Chappelle Show special. And somebody was just like, you want to go for a walk? And we're like, yeah, bro. Right? So we start going for a walk. The shrooms start really kicking in. We're walking around my boys' apartment complex, just talking shit, laughing. One of my homies starts going, yo, where are those girls at, bro? And we're like, what? And we're like, I don't know. Who cares? And we just keep going. A minute later, where are those girls at, bro? And we're like, who cares? You know what I mean? It's homie night, number one. And I'm not trying to entertain a woman at all right now, whether I know her or not. Like, that's crazy. But especially like a first impression girl, like I'm in no state, right? And all of us were in agreement.
Yeah.
And he just kept going on about like, damn, bro, we should get some bitches to come through, blah, blah, blah. And all of us are like, no, dude, none of us are on that tip, dude. We get back to the house. We keep watching the Chappelle Show stand up. All of a sudden, he just goes, yo, let's go to the strip club right now. And all of us are like, bro, like, no, dude. There's nothing that sounds worse being fucked up right now than having to deal with women. Like, no, I'm good. And then he's like, bro, I got $1 million. I will fucking, he's like, I will pay for all of us. Let's go. I will pay for the Uber, everything. We all have known this kid our whole lives. You ain't got $1 million. I almost said his name just now. You ain't got $1 million, bro. We all know that. If you had $1 million, you wouldn't be living at your mom's house. What are you talking about? Right?
Sounds like an Usopp to me.
But he was just fucked up. So he was like hallucinating that he had a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden, he says something like that again. I almost said another name just now. My other buddy stands up and he's like, no, he doesn't stand up yet. He just says, bro, you're killing me with this. Like, none of us want to deal with girls right now. You say that shit again, I'm going to go home. And all of us are like, nah, bro, come on. Like, we planned this night together. Like, it's cool. Just, person. just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It'll be all right. So he's sitting there and we're all quiet for a minute. And one dude, the dude who's been talking about the girls, just goes like, all right, man, fuck this. I'm a dip. And he like stands up. And right in front of us, there was this like giant, like 90s style coffee table that's like just a huge, thick ass piece of glass on legs. You know what I'm saying? And he stands up. And also, it was my homie whose house it was his girlfriend's apartment that he was like crashing out for like a month or two before his actual apartment opened up. So it's not even his crib. So homeboy stands up and he's like, man, fuck this. He's like, I'm gonna go to the strip club, whatever. And when he stands up, he like wobbles kind of.
Yeah.
Because he's fucked up. So then all of us stand up immediately, like jump up, and we all go to like catch him because all of us had the same vision of like him falling into the glass. So we all stand up and kind of go to like brace him.
Future sight?
What? Oh, yeah.
See, we're still talking about.
Yeah,
See, guys,
exactly.
we're still talking about One Piece. Hold on with us.
And when we do that, he looks at all of us like with the look that I've never seen a human being have in my life. I've only ever seen like a cat have it when you startle it.
Yeah.
And he's like, does like the cat face.
Yeah.
Must be thinking that we all came at him.
Yeah.
And he like freaks out, pushes past us, and like from the distance of like here to like that wall, there's a patio, right? With a sliding glass door. And we're on the 3rd floor. And it's like a narrow patio. So he goes to what looks like book straight through the fucking patio door, which means he would have broken that through that and then fallen three stories. And I was just imagining this is some textbook. I got high and thought I could fly shit, right?
Yeah.
So then he does that. And my other buddy who's closer to the thing, like grabs him and like jumps in front of him and is like, bro, what are you doing? And he does that, and he looks at us again with that look and freaks out and full sprints out the front door and is gone. And all of us are just sitting there for a minute like, what the fuck? And I truly was like, am I that high that I'm like completely hallucinating all of this? Or did that just happen?
Yeah.
And all of us are kind of looking at each other and we're all keep being like, that happened, right? We all saw that?
Yeah.
That really just happened? Okay. So then we wait, we look for him or whatever for a minute. We can't find him. We see him at one point and he sees us and darts off again. Also, a little thing about this dude. He was kind of big and ran track like crazy. None of us are catching him. And if we do catch him, it's not gonna be a good time. So all of us are like, okay, right? So he goes off. We're like, kind of figuring out what to do. And my buddy who originally was like, I ain't trying to hear that no more, said the realest shit that I had heard up until that point. I was maybe like 21, 22. He had just gotten his girl pregnant, so he's had a kid on his way, so he's on some other shit. And he just is like, man, fuck that. We all men. We all knew what we were getting into. This motherfucker handles the shit that's on him. And I'm just like, at that time, I'm like, that's prophetic. You're right.
That's prophetic.
You're right. You're right. And then the next morning, we found out he had tried to come back after he like calmed down and kind of like realized he was tripping or whatever, and realized it was just the shrooms.
Ran into a different door, couldn't find his way back.
Yep. And then they thought it was like the middle of the night. So then they thought he was like breaking in. Mm-hmm. And so then they called the cops, and motherfucker ended up like being on some other shit, like with the cops. And then me and the homie who said the thing originally had to go bail his ass out the next morning out of jail and shit, and talk to his mom and tell his mom he was all right and everything else. But it was on some other shit. But anyway, I digress.
Is that what Brooke would do? Or you just had a story that...
I'm saying Brooke would... Fuck, now I forgot the... Brooke would... My point is, Brooke would not be a good hang. All right? But
is it because you'd look at him and then get freaked out and remember that...
Yeah. It's that. It's the laugh. It's the... Suddenly I'm thinking he's suspicious. You know what I mean?
You see just smoke come out of his eyes and stuff, and
yeah, yeah, and I can't with that. I can't with that.
Okay,
I think that was why I brought
this story up. It comes back to you.
But whatever. Anyway, that was
my number 2, Frankie. Because he's just going to invent the best bongs and stuff like that to really enhance your smoke. And then we're doing the super dance and just having a good time. I just think as someone who's going to vent, I feel like I should have put, again, Usopp higher after talking to you, but it's someone who's going to really enhance the smoke with some sort of fun adventure. And then Frankie's just a chill, fun vibe to hang out with it too. So number 2, Frankie. So my number 1, Sanji. Because we're going to smoke. We're going to have a good-ass time. And then guess what? He's going to be cooking up the best of whatever.
I fully agree.
So it has to, I mean, come on now.
That's why I brought the story up. Because I was saying Sanji and Brooke, even though with the music and the food, I think are definitely great qualities, put them on top of the list. I think that's what I was going to say. When you're like super fucked up, like especially like high or on shrooms or that, last thing you want to hear about is motherfucker going on about girls. And that's all they're gonna get to a point where they're just gonna start,
you know what Robin's panties look like?
Right.
What about Nami's panties?
Right. Right.
Oh, dude.
Right.
Nosebleed happening.
Right.
You just, can you guys enough?
Yeah. Last thing you want is a motherfucker bringing up his girl. You know what I mean? When you're trying to have a boys' night, like, so that shit would ruin my high and probably make me be like, I'm gonna go home. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm tired of hearing about Nami and Robin and whatever, and these bitches yelling and clapping. You know what I mean? I'm good on that. I'm good. You know what I mean? And I think that would make me, you know what I mean, have to get up and dip. That's why I brought the story up.
That's why.
Because I would have felt like my buddy. Okay.
So who would before we're gonna do our closing little intro thoughts in a bit, but closing outro thoughts, excuse me. But what would be your number 1 then? You know, for you personally, for Jay.
Robin
would be the number 1 for you.
Yeah, because the type of smoke chest I like, especially like like with the girl I'm seeing or something like that, or just like a girl in general, is a chillin', occasional fits of laughter, but mostly chillin'. At this point, I don't like to do stuff when I get high, right? Like the crazy bong or whatever is like with Frankie, it's like, yeah, that sounds great. and then I'm gonna hit it and be like, I'm gonna go do something else. You know what I mean? Or you know, like
you gotta take another super.
right. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? And then like everyone else, pretty much on the crew is boisterous and annoying in a way that I'm afraid if they get high, they're gonna be like that, and I'm just gonna be like, bruh, like just sit down and watch a movie with me. Like I'm over this. And as far as who's gonna want to sit down and watch a movie with me, that's Robin. You know what I mean? She's gonna sit down, and then I'm gonna be like, "Hey, go get Sanji to make us something real quick, shorty."
Go get Sanji to make us something real quick.
And then I get the best of both worlds. I get Sanji's food without having to hear about, you know what I mean, all of his wannabe conquests. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so, again, goes back to the very thing, like the intro. If we were on the Straw Hat crew, I think Sanji would not like you. I don't know why. I don't think you guys would get like, oh, you're talking about straight hair and moss head over there. I don't know why his nickname for you is just straight hair. But
yeah, something stupid.
You know what I mean? I think
he's stupid.
That means you and Zoro would probably be. Like,
I would be tight with Zoro.
You know what I mean? Hitting the gym with him, chilling out, and they're both talking shit about Sanji.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I'd be tight with him. I think I'd be tight with Chopper. I think I'd be tight with Frankie. I think everyone else I'd be okay with. Jinbei,
that's funny because if I'm
with.
like Sanji, I'm like his little sous chef, but we're still brother Jay, brother Ramon, so we're super close.
Right.
But you're closer to Zoro than I am, 100%. And I'm closer to Sanji than you. 100%. And then we're
100%. You know what I mean? I fuck with the Bushido code. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I think Chopper's fire. Again, Luffy, I respect. A lot of people I respect that I wouldn't want to hang out with. You know what I'm saying? And Luffy's one of those, like, just like on One Piece, there's a difference between when they're on the island and when they're on the ship of what the clicks are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on the ship, it's, Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper normally chilling. You know what I mean? Yeah. And everyone else kind of does their own thing, mixes and matches. Brook is usually hanging out with, like, depending on the situation. Like, Brook can chill out. Like, now I think about it, I might bump Brook up. Like the scene when him and Zoro are on the ship, and Brook is just like, yeah, I have this wine or whatever it is I've been saving for a special occasion. You want to bust that out? You know what I mean?
They just vibing on the ship, and then Zoro takes a nap, and Kaku comes in. He wakes up and like, time to go.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to go drinking with Zoro because I think he could handle his own. It'd be a good night, be deboisterous. We get thrown out of a couple clubs, and nobody could touch us because I got Zoro with me. You know what I mean? He just
if
put
we did
hands
a
on
part
people.
2 to this, because there's actually Oda actually did for drinking wise. He actually did rank everyone's tolerance drinking wise. So that'd be Oda already did the drinking one, and Nami and Zoro and Jinbei are the top drinkers of the crew.
Yeah,
Jinbei's just big.
Nami's
Zoro's
a party slut,
and then Nami. Yeah, Nami throws it back.
That makes sense. Nami's basically, Lindsay Lohan. Zoro's a classic, old 50s type alcoholic. You know what I mean? Jinbei, same thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
But with that being said, before we end things off, again, thank you for the fappers who are One Piece fans who watch this. Thank you to newer fans who don't know anything about fake ass podcasts but clicked on this video, and to the 2 people who don't know anything about One Piece but still clicked on this video just because it's something to watch, or maybe you just fuck with Brother Jay and Brother Ramon. Thank you for that. But before we close things out with, do you have any closing thoughts in general? Anything you want to say about One Piece in general?
Yeah, where's the good video games? Where are the good games, bro? How is this the best-selling thing of all time, practically? And we got a bunch of games, and they're all fucking trash. Dude.
What would be your ideal One Piece game if you had to, like, conjure, not think of the whole concept, but, like, what kind of, like, One Piece game would you want?
This is simple and easy, but truthfully, like a One Piece Fighter Z.
Okay.
I think, didn't have to be a tag fighter. I think it would make sense because of crews and shit, instead of like your party or whatever, it'd be like, select your crew, you know what I mean? And you put your crew together. I think that would be fire. All the One Piece fighting game, there's one One Piece fighting game they've ever made, and it's on, not counting like Jump Force and all that bullshit. No, there's 2. Actually, there's that shitty arena fighter.
Burning Blood.
Right, that one is like known as like being terrible, even for that genre.
And then you have, like, again, the old school joints, Grand Battle. Yeah, Grand, because they had Grand whatever, let's call it Grand Adventure, and that was like the party kind of game.
Yeah.
And then Grand Battle was the same engine, but that was a fighting game.
Yeah, but that's not like a real fighting game. Like that's like.
And then they had they had a number of One Piece games, and there's another one for the PS2 that we emulated.
That's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's that one, and it is bad. That game is bad. Like, it looks cool when you're looking at it, but controlling it is crazy stupid. Yeah, like where's a good 2D fighter, bro? I'll take a 3D fighter actually. That'd be cool. Like you know, I feel like that would actually be pretty sweet. Like I'm imagining like almost like a Tekken style fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or even something like JoJo, where just like it is a 2D fighter, but there's like one button that is a sidestep button.
Yeah.
Just for like dodging stuff. Really, that's it. You're not like circling people or anything. Like that'd be cool. You know, I can see you like, or like if they introduced rather than a dodge button, if it was more like, fuck, what game is this? Is it Budokai? I think Sparking Zero has this too. Like there's a button that you can hit where like it's essentially kind of like your dodge button, where like if you're holding it and hitting the stick in the right direction, or whatever, you can fucking anime style, you know what I mean? Fucking dodge shit. Like that'd be sick. You know what I mean? Luffy throwing, you know, Gum Gatlings and you're fucking, you know what I mean? Like dodging them all. I think that would be pretty sick. And the characters are diverse enough. Yeah, give me a fighting game, dude. Where's my fucking fighting game, bro? Come on. Like, it's crazy. Even Bleach got a new one out. What the fuck are we doing?
And it's
What the fuck are we doing?
It's pretty good stuff, and a great and a surprising great telling of the story. Like too great of a stuff. Like the Bleach fighting game, the story mode really goes into the like a recap of the story from beginning to the end of the series, not counting Thousand Year Blood War. But that's shout out to Bleach.
Yeah. I'd even take a Fighter Z style thing where it's like a separate story, like a lot of the other One Piece games are, and it's like with one new character or something that's from that. I'll take that. Or like the Invincible game's going to be, whatever. Who cares?
But my closing thoughts when it comes to One Piece is transcending into the real world, as in there's revolutions and things going all across the world, and you're seeing protests and people in the streets waving around the Straw Hat Jolly Roger, and I'm very interested to see how the real world effect of One Piece is going to affect how Oda crafts the story. You know what I mean? Because he's seeing his work of art mean something across the world when it comes to the power of what One Piece stands for and the power of, you know, the Straw Hat Jolly Roger when it comes to freedom and power to the people. Dude, and all these things.
That must feel crazy as an author. That must feel crazy to see like your art coming to life in the sense of like literally people doing revolutions and waving your flag from this comic you made as a teenager. Must be
it's like
a crazy
in the scene
feeling.
of Superman when the not Pakistani people are waving the little boys raving the getting the Superman flag to call Superman. Imagine some you know, Israeli Pakistani kid doing that with the Straw Hat Jolly Roger. You know what I mean? It's almost that level of impactful. Like not literally. Obviously not like Luffy coming to save the day, but just as a symbol of just like we're defiantly fighting you with a smile on our face. You know what I mean? So I just want to see how. Because One Piece is only getting bigger and bigger, and protests and discomfort in the world is only growing more. So I'm just really wanting to see how One Piece can maybe affect the real world, or more importantly, or more realistically, I should say, is how the real world is going to affect One Piece. Is Oda thinking of how to change up the story in some ways to be more of a message or whatever, or he's staying true, or there's got to be some influence between the power of One Piece in the real world and how that relates to, or how that will affect the story. But either way, if you're fighting out there and if you're marching out there for a cause, you know, wear, you know, your straw hat, your One Piece merch with pride, because it means something. It's a symbol of liberation. It's a symbol of hope, and that's a good message and a good, you know, representation of what the story is. So
yeah, I mean it's pretty one for one. Like shit, even Vegapunk's shit was his like kill switch message was kind of their version of the Epstein files. You know, you know, it's kind of similar. Like we're just gonna drop everything and let you know what's really good. You know what I mean? Going on behind the curtain kind of shit.
And you'll have people who believe it and people who don't, but it's up to you. I'm gonna give the information out to you.
Right, straight up.
But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this side quest.
Yep.
We've been the Fake Ass Pirates.
Yep.
You've been watching Fake Ass Podcast.
That's right.
I'm Brother Ramon.
And I'm Brother Jay.
And we will see you for season 2.
That's right. See you then.